out front. In the pits at the moment, Adam Lyle in second. Third, Josh Nesbitt on your screen in the Lamborghini, fighting his way through the night in fourth. In the championship at the moment, in fifth, Andrew Bailey sixth, Rick Forbers in the 296. Third place in the championship, Ben ARS in eighth, Ollie Smith behind him in ninth, Cisco Stewart and Leo Dixon 11th, Ollie in 13th, and Arno Verman only about a second or so behind Max. The majority of drivers are pitting. We're now into overtime here. Adam Lyle in second place in the 27 Hard Racing Aston Martin, setting a purple first sector, but no improvement on the second. Left there, so about 2/10 separating the top pair. 1 second separating first to around fifth place. As Josh Nesbitt comes across here, improvement in the first sector tonight. Matt Raid, Andrew Bailey also out there trying to improve. Matt Raid and Bailey there looking to break into the 1 second gap between themselves and Kevin Budgeon, the only person running a 1:39 at the moment. Little wiggle across the line there from the BMW man. Right. The end of qualifying, Kevin Budgeon and Adam Lyle sharing the front row. Not for the first time this season. Les Bradford in third, Josh Nesbitt fourth. Matt Raid comes around into the pit lane there. That M Sport BMW livery GT3 Evo. Andrew Bailey getting some winning career. Getting started on race one of this finale here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And again, Kevin Budgeon on pole, Adam Lyle alongside Les Bradford and Josh Nesbitt will be sharing row two. And Matt Raid, Rick Corvers next to each other. Andrew Bailey, Ben ARS. Ben ARS, the third place man currently, the third place person currently in the championship. Andrew Bailey alongside Ollie Smith and Siskel Sewell on the fifth row. Leo Dixon and Ollie Hutton just missing out on the top 10 with Max and Arno Verman getting set on the seventh row of the grid. Again, 2 40-minute races coming at you. Championship, currently, Lyle. Again, there is a drop. So two races will be dropped from the total points. Basically, Brands Hatch, Misano, Hockenheim, Magny. Cars are on the grid at the moment. We're having a look at Kevin Budgeon on pole alongside Adam Lyle here. Qualifying is finished up, and we are getting set for a 40-minute sprint race here. Drivers, of course, being required to take at least one pit stop for fuel and tires. And we are about to get underway here. Of course, the lights will come on and go off, and the safety car will pull around to pick up the front of the pack. And again, as we were having a look earlier at the points, again, somebody's going to walk away with the big trophy today. Today's the day. This is the finale. We will crown a champion, and we will have to see who that will be. Adam Lyle looking strong as a candidate for champion out in front. Adam Lyle quite consistent through the first half or so of the season. Fairly dominant, I should say. 94.5 points. Out in front is Adam Lyle in that number 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin. You can see on the left side of your screen. Matt Raid in the M Sport BMW. really having a resurgent Misano and a resurgent Magny-Cours last time out brings him to 59.5 points. So around 35 or so points back from Lyle. Ben RS, 49.5 points. And Ben RS has been the Mr. Consistent of the crew here so far. And as we see the safety car come into view, still waiting on those lights. Ben RS in the number 46 Skechers Audi. Ollie Smith in 4th place. And again, the pack really tightens up after the first 3. Ollie Smith on 39 points. One point back is our pole sitter, Kevin Budgeon, in the BMW that you see on your screen. Josh Nesbitt, 2.5 points back of Kevin Budgeon. Josh Nesbitt swapping from the Kevin Estre liveried Porsche 911 to the Lamborghini GT3. Rick Corvers, 1 point back from Josh Nesbitt, who is a handful of points back from Kevin Budgeon. And then in 7th place, Rick Corvers, again, one point back there. And then Ollie Hutton, half a point back from Rick Corvers. So not even a full point between them. As the lights come on, the lights go out, and we are still under safety car. So we will have the pack pull around here shortly. The Alfa Giulia taking its spot at the front. And all the cars getting away there, getting a chance to warm their tires around this relatively Josh Nesbitt alongside in 4th in the Lamborghini. Arno Veerman in 5th. Matt Reid, man in the championship at the moment, is 6th place. 7th place, Rick Corvers, we spoke about earlier, alongside Ben RS. Alongside him in the Mercedes, just outside the top 10. And Max, row 7 there. Max really picking up the pace there. And on the grid. This tight, I guess you can call it a hairpin, left-hander. The road falls away down to the left sweeper. Of course, using the updated the final chicane has been removed from this Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. GT3 Sprint Cup, as authentic as possible. Come down into the cars are all over each other. Not a lot of space out there on the track at the moment. These guys will be, or these racers will be getting going shortly. Again, Kevin Budgeon, Adam Lyle, Josh Nesbitt, Matt Reid, the trading flows all season. And it all comes down to this here. As we see Les Bradford also in the second part of the car. Keep an eye on around the final couple of corners there. Championship standings, Lyle in front, Matt Reid in 2nd, Ben RS in 3rd, Smith is 4th, Budgeon in 5th. A pit stop, and Kevin Budgeon waiting for the pack to catch up. There's going to be somebody here. It's Kevin Budgeon leading to the line, waiting on the green flag. And green flag, we are racing. It looks like Max may have had a jump start there, potentially overtaking the car before they started. Now dragging Kevin Budgeon into the first corner. Looks like he's gotten through. Is anybody else going to get through? Taking the lead immediately on the start here for race 1. Budgeon falling back to 2nd place and looks a little bit vulnerable. Position to Nesbitt. Matt Reid is pretty hard just outside. have a look here. Kevin Budge and Josh Nesbitt looking quite racy. Hill around the outside. Audacious maneuver. Oh, a little bit of magic. Contact there as Kevin Budge gets away. Looks like Josh Nesbitt falling too. Kevin Budgeon. Swirling there on the second to last corner there. ARS in 6th, Andrew Bailey up to 7th. Siskel Sewell following through in 8th place. Ollie Hunt 9th. For the first time out of line, looks like he's been stretching a bit of an advantage out front. And wow, immediately pounces there. Adam Lyle really good restart. Wide entry. Technical. Kevin Budgeon putting in quite a good lap there at 1:40.8, 10th or so behind Adam Lyle in terms of pace. Budgeon and Bradford. Bailey a further 5.5 seconds back and Rick Corvers, Sewell, Nesbitt, and Behrman all within about half a second of the mark ahead of each of the drivers respectively. So it looks like there's a large breakaway between the top three and the train place. And again, Corver, Sewell, Nesbitt, Hutton, and Behrman. The 4th to 9th battle is quite heated up as they head to the and up the. Meanwhile, oh, it looks like Corvers is around. Picking them up there. Arnold Behrman and the Audi there trying to chase the trio ahead. And it looks like Corvers now is falling into 12th place, so he's right behind Ollie Smith. And further 2 seconds behind Matt Ray. There is Matt Ray. We have a look there, but the battle is heating up. And it just looked like we could get 5 or 6 cars in the space of a couple of hundred meters. Sewell here, all over the back of Andrew Bailey. Andrew Bailey was, seems that he's being dropped at the moment by Lyle, Budgeon, and Bradford, who are all trading passes up in front. Nesbitt on the inside with the Lamborghini, going down the inside of the complicated BMW. He's got anything there, potentially around the outside here of the GT3, and perhaps a entry more aggressive on the apex that's allowing Ollie Hunt to fourth place for the 6 second about that down the inside of the left hairpin. The tricky chicane. And Nesbitt again all over the back, pressuring Bailey. Fourth place. Again, only about 2 seconds or so separating. Correctly. Really good overtaking opportunity here. Bailey throws the defensive shape. Sewell on the outside, hard into the braking zone. Looks like Sewell trying to go all the way around. Nothing doing on Sewell at the moment, and it looks like Nesbitt has got the BMW. Nesbitt in the Lamborghini up to fourth. Andrew Bailey still close behind with a good slipstream coming up. Only about a second behind Adam Lyle, but we're still having a look here at this four-car battle for fourth. So Nesbitt about half a second or so in front of Andrew Bailey. And Bailey trying to keep the fellow BMW behind, but it does not look like it's going to happen here. Sewell trying to have a look around the outside at turn one. As we cross the half-hour mark, it looks like Sewell's going to try to keep it around the outside. Fantastic racing from both drivers as the BMWs go hammer and tongs here into these first couple of corners and around turn three. Looks like Bailey's going to hang on to it. Sewell, nothing doing there. Again, Hutton is biding his time, looking for a good opportunity to pull the trigger. And is now the time. He has half a look there. That sometimes can lead to an accident. Oh, again, is Sewell. The rears, he's trying to drive as hard as he can, and it looks like it's not going to be enough. Ollie Hutton still biding his time there. Josh Nesbitt not really getting away. And same can be said for Adam Lyle. Only about a second to a second and a half between Lyle and Budgeon. Budgeon, our pole sitter. Lyle getting him off of the start. Lee Bradford keeping him honest. About 3 seconds, or apologies, about half a second, 1.5 seconds back to Kevin Budgeon. And again, around 9.5 back to Josh Nesbitt. Nesbitt, Bailey, Hutton. Sewell looks like Hutton's trying to get on the inside of Sewell there. He's going to give Bailey some breathing room. Ollie Hutton down the inside. Looks like he's got that done. And it looks like there's a purple and blue Aston Martin there on the infield. Can't quite tell who that was. Doesn't seem like there was anybody that was affected. It's Ollie Hutton and Sewell going side by side. Sewell winning that battle onto the start-finish straight. A good amount of rubbing here. And it seems to be these sweepers are providing the cars with good overlapping opportunities, but not necessarily overtaking opportunities. So they're getting side by side, then they're having to worry about it. A little later on, looks like Nesbitt is starting to pull a gap on Bailey. Bailey still holding his own quite well, Andrew Bailey. Making some good progress there, trying to get away from this pair of Sewell and Hutton. So we have 28 minutes to go here in race one of the GT3 Sprint Cup. Round 5 here at Barcelona. Hutton getting closer and closer again. Hutton seems to have the patience he needs, just not quite the speed down the straights, it seems. And hasn't been able to get Sewell on the brakes as of yet. And again, quite a strange moment there with that purple and blue Aston Martin there. Again, I don't believe that there was any contact from what we saw. So it seems like everybody else is still running fine. The top three have well and truly cleared out, and it looks like the battle for first is starting to heat up again as Kevin Budgeon appears to be around 1 second back. It looks like Ollie Hutton's well within a second of Sewell. Again, just waiting, trying not to do too many fancy moves, just trying to get a good, clean overtake, most likely into the first corner is what he's going to be waiting on, based on the body language of the number 60 Dayglow. Oh, as he gets the left rear out onto the grass. That's not what he wants. It looks like that is Josh Nesbitt, Lamborghini man, going off there. As Kevin Budgeon's now closed the gap out in the lead, or the gap for the lead, down to about half a second or so. Adam Lyle, he's been going quite slowly there. Looks like he's gotten his line back. Kevin Budgeon really putting the pressure now on the number 27. Lyle and Budgeon have been duking it out near the sharp end of the field for a majority of the season. Adam Lyle dominant at the beginning and not having the best of trips to France. Of course, there is a drop round. Les Bradford about 6 seconds back from the leader. And then again, that tussle between Bailey and Sewell. It looks like we have a drive-through for speeding. Looks like Max has taken his pit stop, but he will have to either do a drive-through now or take the pit stop at the moment. And looks like Kevin Budgeon trying to line up a move here. This is for the lead of the race here, race 1. Final couple of rounds of the season here, the GT3 Sprint Cup for the Authentic Racing E-Series. And there's Max heading out of the pits. So we'll have to have a look and see if he either needs to serve his drive-through again or if that was the pit stop that he needed and he'll have to serve the drive-through later on. And here we are, Lyle out of the final corner. Budgeon right there with him there. Bradford does not appear to be a problem for Budgeon at the moment. And Lyle's going to have to do something here as the slipstream is quite powerful. This is the longest straight on the track. Lyle moves over to the outside, going to take a regular line there. Budgeon not being able to get any kind of overlap. But that could potentially compromise Budgeon's line through the first corner. And now it looks like Budgeon is all over the rear here. Looks like Budgeon potentially saving some tires. And this is the time to attack is what Kevin is thinking. Hard on the brakes here. Lyle turning in early. Kevin having a little bit of a wider entry. This is a fascinating dogfight out front here. So you have a look on board with Kevin Budgeon. He's an Aston Martin quite close to the nostrils of our BMW Evo. Lyle looks quite strong here through this technical section, this sector 2. So we got through the chicane here. Quite easy to make a mistake through here and up the hill toward this right-hand sweeper and onto the back straight. Let's see how close Kevin is on the exit here. Lyle immediately moving over, trying not to give the BMW any kind of a slipstream. Trying to keep his line best he can. Tons of ground made up on the brakes for Kevin Budgeon if he can drag it out of this corner. And again, all he's looking for is potentially a move into turn 1. Lyle way out in front in the championship standings. Budgeon in 5th place, but looking to pick up an enormous haul of points there and catapult himself in front of Ollie Smith and potentially Ben RS as well. Ben RS running down in 10th place. Not the best race for him, as we've seen much higher standard there as Max takes his drive-through, or their drive-through. Sewell and Bailey have found each other on track. I don't believe that Bailey would be too interested in Sewell getting around him, of course. And Sewell quite the opposite. Kevin Budgeon, looks like around 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds or so, as he's being potentially held up here by the purple and blue Aston Martin. Of course, there should be blue flags being flown, and Kevin should be allowed through. It looks like the Aston may be holding their position for the moment. Looks like now they move out of the way. Good moving for that. Looks like now down the inside there, the 97. Need to make sure that if the leaders are coming through, it looks like that it might have lost Kevin Budgeon around 2, potentially 2.5 seconds on Adam Lyle. So that's a big break for Lyle and tough there for Budgeon, who will need to try to get that back. And that's going to allow Lyle to settle back into his regular rhythm here. And the battle for 4th here, Bailey, Sewell keeping him company. Hutton not too far behind. It's Matt Raid back in 8th. Veerman in 9th and Ben RS in 10th. Rick Corvers recovering to 11th as Ollie Smith 12th. Leo Dixon in 13th. And Max, again, not having the best of races with that speeding and needing to do the drive-through. As we have a kind of a snake maneuver there from Bailey. Trying to break the toe. Not necessarily trying to move under the braking, or move in the braking zone, I should say. But again, Sewell about as close as he can be without going into the back of him in the braking zone. He's going to have to make a decision whether he's going to try to tuck in and do a maneuver in the earlier part of the lap or wait a little bit later. We've seen a couple of maneuvers around the outside. It looks like a spin, trying to catch the rear end coming out. Turning left was Andrew Bailey. It's going to make him lose a couple of positions. Sounds like another one's going to be going by. That is Matt Raid going through as well. So Bailey down to 8th place. Sewell is released in 4th. A lot of time to make up on Les Bradford. Having a look now here at Ben RS. So Bailey almost dropping outside the top 10 with that mistake on the final corner. Not a corner you want to be making a mistake on. It's a high-speed corner, and you lose a lot more time than potentially going around in one of the, I shouldn't say hairpins, but one of the sharper corners. And again, Ben RS also not having the best of days, considering he's been on the podium a handful of times this season. Looking quite strong pace-wise in the 142s last time around. So Adam Lyle out front, Kevin Budgeon in second, a good ways back after that issue with the lapped car there. Les Bradford in third place, kind of in not no man's land, but he's got a handful of seconds ahead, handful of seconds in rears. Sewell and Hutton were released by Andrew Bailey, putting up quite a good fight for fourth place. We have a look here at Adam Lyle, our leader in the race one here, leader in the championship as well. Kevin Budgeon tried to make inroads, and as I say it, fastest lap of the race, Lyle is not off the hook. I'm sure he's got a little bit more in the tank there, does the Aston Martin man. But Kevin's going to keep him honest here. Les Bradford here across the line in third place. And looks like the largest gap of any of the position runners. Fourth place crossing the line now is Siskel Sewell. He's got Josh Nesbitt keeping him company, about a second and a half or so. Josh Nesbitt in the Lamborghini making some good moves early on, and then having that spin. These drivers, as we hit the halfway point here, under 20 minutes to go here in race one of the GT3 Sprint Cup, round 5 here at Circuit Barcelona, Catalonia for the Authentic Racing E-Series. And again, this is the finale here, so race 1, race 2. Once these are done and dusted, the championship will be decided, so all the positions will be set. So again, somebody's going to win this. It's going to be today. And Nesbitt's looking quite racy here, coming up to the back of the Cotton Candy BMW. Matt Raid quite a good ways back in 6th, so Nesbitt can go BMW hunting as much as he pleases. Body language looks like Nesbitt has a much tamer entry into the corners, getting a much better exit. In front of that Lamborghini working quite well here. Sewell trying to figure out which way to go, which way is Nesbitt going to pressure him. Oh, and Nesbitt down the inside here. Sewell going quite deep, and Nesbitt is through. Is there going to be a cutback here? Can Sewell respond? Nesbitt hanging on to 4th at the moment. And again, these drivers running out of tires. They're going to need to be pitting, most likely next couple laps, as it looks like that was couldn't quite tell that was. Looks like Sewell into the pits potentially. There we are on board and having a look from the outside. The 5th place man will be losing those positions. Les Bradford also in the pits as well. So Lyle, Budgeon, Nesbitt, Matt Raid, your top 4. Veerman inheriting 5th at the moment. Bradford, Sewell in the pits. Ben RS will also be going by. Apologies. Ben RS in the pits at the moment. So you have a look here at Matt Raid. Corvers in the foreground, running 12th. And it looks like Bradford, Bradford and Sewell are exiting the pits now. Leo Dixon gets Ben RS in the pit stop phase. A little bit of a lull here in the action there. Lee Dixon only about half a second or so behind Les Bradford. Leo Dixon still yet to make their stop. Sewell comes back out in 8th place at the moment. Ben RS still in the pits as Ollie Hutton inherits 9th place. Ollie Smith in the pits as well. And speaking of Ollie Hutton looks like around the outside of Sewell. These two back here together again. Resuming hostilities as they go through that really long right-hander of turn 3 here at Barcelona. We'll have to see if Sewell has any response for the Mercedes man, the number 60 Dayglow Mercedes, as we are on board here with Sewell. Again, this appears to be closest battle on track. Kind of a lull here at the moment, but again, it always picks back up. There's way over 15 minutes to go here in race 1. Again, we have a 40-minute race 2 coming up as well, so we'll have to see how the points shake out. side exhaust there on that Mercedes. Always cool to see is, oh, beyond the green there and into the dirt was the Mercedes. Hutton trying to hustle his way away from the intimidating front of Sewell. Sewell just trying to be patient and stick with the Iron Lynx number 60. Josh Nesbitt now inheriting the lead there as Adam Lyle into the pits. Looks like Kevin Budgeon is also coming to the pits as well. So Nesbitt and Raid take over first and second as Lyle. Looks like Lyle has completed his pit stop. And he will head back out in the effective lead of the race as Nesbitt and Raid yet to come in. Kevin Budgeon still about that 3.5 second mark there, as it looks like Sewell is around 2 seconds. It looks like Ollie Hutton's gotten away a little bit from Sewell. Gotten that Mercedes under control. And there's Nesbitt there out in front. So having a look at the points, Adam Lyle over 33 points ahead. And it looks like Lyle will be our champion if things stay the way they are, especially if he's anywhere near the podium, he should be champion. Matt Raid in second place, only 10 points in front of Ben RS. So Matt Raid in second place on the track at the moment. Doesn't look like he'll be able to pick up a podium unless some things change. And again, there's 15 minutes left, so there's plenty of time for Matt Raid to get another handful of points as Lyle and Budgeon pass Matt in the pits. Nesbitt still out front, waiting on them to stop. So we hear that grumbly V8 at the front of that Aston Martin there. So Nesbitt out in the lead at the moment. Adam Lyle with the effective lead of the race. Kevin Budgeon keeping him company a couple of seconds back. Les Bradford in fourth at the moment. Matt Raid in his pit. He should be emerging, and there he is. Behind Sewell and Hutton, it appears to be. And I don't think Fairman's going to get him. Ben RS in ninth. Again, not having the kind of race that Ben was hoping to have there. Leo Dixon inside the top 10 at the moment, but I don't believe Leo Dixon has taken their pits. It looks like Ben RS on the outside of, looks like Veerman. Apologies, Leo Dixon in the BMW. And Ben RS still in ninth place at the moment. And we're having a look at Leo Dixon. It appears that we have a lapped car. Oh, and as I say, Ben RS. Looks like a massive moment and potential damage for the front. Yeah, there's something going on. Potential suspension damage. That is a shame for Ben RS. And again, he's going to have to go all the way around the rest of the lives. He rejoins back onto the racing line there. Looks like there's nobody in the way. Ben RS will have to kind of monitor his as Kevin Budgeon there, fastest lap of the race, into the 139 for the first time this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are in the world. And again, everybody watching and who's been watching all season, we appreciate your support. It means a lot to the Authentic Racing E-Series and the GT3 Sprint Cup. So again, out front, Josh Nesbitt at the moment yet to take their stop. Adam Lyle in second, Kevin Budgeon third, setting the fastest laps of the race. 2.5 seconds now between the effective leader Lyle and Budgeon, who started on pole in third. Sewell getting a good tow from Matt Raid at the moment. Arno Veerman quite close behind as well. Leo Dixon in ninth. And again, Ben RS seemingly having an issue after that quite large accident into what seemed to be the exit of turn one and hard into the wall. So potentially getting a little bit of a tank slapper and not being able to catch it. A big shame considering that Ben RS is in third. So Ollie Smith, if they're able to make up a good amount of time here with over 10 minutes to go in race one, and there's Josh Nesbitt now taking their pit. So Lyle will be coming around the final couple of corners to take the lead here in race 1. And there you see the gap from first place to second. Lyle and Budgeon trading blows throughout the majority of this race 1 here. You'll be expecting. Oh, it looks like Adam Lyle getting hit from the side by the fellow Aston Martin. Couldn't quite tell. I think again that's the 97 Aston Martin. I do not have confirmation on who that is at the moment, but this is played back into Kevin Budgeon's hands. So again, a similar issue with receiving blue flags, and there is the number 97 of Max there. It seems that there's a little bit of an issue with blue flags at the moment, which has cost Kevin Budgeon earlier in the race around 2.5 seconds, and it looks like it's cost Adam Lyle a little under 2 seconds. So again, bad break for Lyle, good break for Budgeon. It seems to be flip-flopping back and forth, and so again, I don't believe we'll have to have a look at Lyle's sector times or his lap times overall to make sure that he's still in fit racing condition. Seems to be going quite well. Is the number 27 into the apologies. This is Les Bradford again. 227 Harder Racing Aston Martins. I'll have to make sure I look at my timing tower a little bit more closely there. So Kevin Budgeon, 1.2 seconds. So this race is not over by any stretch. We have a look here at Sewell. Arno Veerman knows it, doesn't he? Having a look there at the back of the Cotton Candy BMW. And riding on board, we're getting a fantastic view here. We can see the lines that Sewell takes, and if Veerman's able to extend, which he is, extend all the track as much as possible. Just trying to fill his mirror there. Fill his mirror with the black and red Audi. Looks like he may have a overlap here. And speaking of overlaps, Kevin Budgeon within a second at the front. So we'll have to pick that up here in just a moment as we see Veerman and Sewell still going at it around the final couple of corners. The exits of, and it looks like, man, Veerman just has the body language of, I'm going to get Sewell any time now. Both running fresh tires at the moment. Lyle out front, Kevin Budgeon within 1 second. And here we are picking up the leaders. It looks like Rick Corver's there in the blue and red Red Bull liveried Ferrari. He will be getting lapped here in a moment. So Lyle and Budgeon will come through. Corvus will be moving out of the way shortly. Les Bradford, under no pressure, but also not very close to the top two here, as again dips around about half a second or so. Oh, Corver's quite loose there on the rear of the Ferrari. And Lyle looking to get through. Oh, it looks like Lyle again potentially losing time here as we head on to the front straight. Kevin Budgeon's going to have a fantastic run through here, potentially picking up a slipstream from either car that he wants. Oh, it looks like Corver's off into and potentially massive damage as the Ferrari is backwards on the start-finish straight. Kevin Budgeon now having a look around the outside of Lyle. Doesn't look like there's any kind of overlap as Lyle's able to shut the door before Budgeon's really even close. It looks like Lyle's having to fight through a ton of traffic here today. Both drivers, Budgeon and Lyle, setting the pace at the moment. It's Les Bradford coming across the start-finish line. On board with Siskel Sewell in the picture-in-picture there for 7th place with Arno Veerman. So it looks like Veerman's gotten around Sewell. So Lyle up front, Kevin Budgeon quite close. We're 7 minutes to go. These races really do fly by, these 40-minute races. Lyle out front, Kevin Budgeon around 1 second or so behind. Les Bradford in 3rd place in the other 27, part of racing Aston Martin. Potentially in no man's land. Ollie Hutton picking up a large amount of points to hold off Josh Nesbitt in 4th and 5th. Matt Raid, our 2nd place man in the championship, looking to try to extend his lead over Ben RS. Siskel Sewell in 7th, Veerman quite close in 8th place, Ben RS in 9th, Ollie Smith in 10th. Smith, our 4th place competitor there. Leo Dixon in 11th, Andrew Bailey 12th. 13th is Rick Corvers, and 14th is Max. Again, Andrew Bailey holding quite a good position in 4th and 5th as we have a look here at Ollie Smith. Andrew Bailey doing a good job in qualifying. He will be starting higher up than he is at the moment. Again, outside the top 10, a lap down at the moment. And good racecraft, but it has not turned out to be his day here for race 1 as we are under 6 minutes to go here. Adam Lyle and Kevin Budgeon separated by 1 second, not really fluctuating too much. If anything, Lyle is pulling away a little bit, but we'll have to see what they have in the tank. Les Bradford in 3rd place. Nesbitt and Hutton about 12 seconds or so apart. Matt Raid further 7 or so seconds behind. Sewell and Veerman seem quite close together on track. I believe that Sewell is gapping Veerman a little bit. Ben ARS a further handful of seconds behind there, and Ollie Smith rounding out the top 10 at the moment. And now it's dropped back down to a second. These drivers so evenly matched. I do not think that Lyle would mind an evenly matched battle with Kevin Budgeon as long as he's in front, of course. And again, both of them still gapping on Bradford. These two really the class of the field at the moment. We'll have to see how this shakes out and in race 2 as well there. Looks like Lyle's got the pace to keep Budgeon at arm's length. But Budgeon seems to be on rails there. Adam Lyle seems to be trying to make sure that Budgeon doesn't think about a move. And Budgeon's just getting the opportunity, the privilege, I should say, as the following car to watch what Lyle does and kind of eat away at little mistakes that the Aston Martin is potentially making. You can see where they're strong, see where they're not, and try to shore up your lines. You can have a much wider entry, which would invite somebody down the inside. And it looks like Lyle's trying to break the toe. He knows how close the BMW is. And it looks like Lyle's going to drop back into his regular line here. Kevin Budgeon, nothing doing into turn 1, but he's about as close as he's been in the last couple of minutes or so. And Budgeon loves a good wide entry into turn 3. He's going to have a look potentially at an inside move here on the exit of 3. Lyle way to the outside is going to get good exit. And nothing doing there still for the BMW man. Lyle with an early turn in. And Kevin Budgeon continues to chase for the lead here. There's only 3.5 minutes to go here. And this dogfight will continue for a handful of laps. Hutton seems to have caught Nesbitt there for 4th place. The Lamborghini man running quite strong. Hutton trying to take that away in the 60 Mercedes-Benz as we have a look back. Fantastic shot there on the side cam of Lyle looking at Kevin Budgeon, especially on this clockwise circuit. We get some good views there from the right side of number 27, or the leading number 27. As we now have a look here at Hutton. Matt Raid closing up to make this a 3-car fight for 4th here in the dying minutes. Not the dying minutes, it's very alive here. The GT3 Sprint Cup put on by ARS. This is round 5, race 9. One of 2 40-minute sessions we will have here today. And again, I've been James Newton here, calling the action from the booth. Speaking of action, Ollie Hutton again. He almost seems to favor sticking that left rear into the dirt on that right-hand sweeper in the middle of Sector 2. Had to back out of it there. Looks like Hutton may have gone through all of his tires. He might be susceptible to Matt Raid, and he may not have anything for Nesbitt here in the closing stages, as again, Lyle able to hold Budgeon out up front. It's under a second, but Lyle's been able to absorb this kind of pressure all season long. Budgeon's been able to apply this kind of pressure all season long as well. So both drivers, no slouches by any stretch here. Ollie Hutton trying to chase down the Lamborghini of Josh Nesbitt for 4th place. Doesn't look like Sewell and Veerman are done either. There's 3 different battles going on. 1st and 2nd quite close together. Nesbitt, Hutton, and Raid closing in for 4th place. 3-car battle there. And then Sewell and Arno Veerman seem quite close for 7th. And actually, as I said, that Veerman now up to 7th, Siskel back to 8th place. So it looks like Arno has gotten through. And it looks like around the outside, Kevin Budgeon trying to line up potentially a switchback. I don't think he's going to get it done. He's going to be more patient than that. But it looks like they're in Sector 3 at the moment, and they're going to be coming around. Oh, it looks like there's another back marker again. I believe that is Max again, and that is playing into the hands of Kevin Budgeon as we pick them up now. This is about as close as they've been. Lyle's going to have to do something special on the start-finish straight, or Kevin's going to have probably the best look he's had so far. It may not be a slam dunk move, as Lyle is quite crafty. He's going to move around to the outside or the inside of the start finish straight. Our leaders are together here. 51 seconds, so they're not going to get another lap. This may be the only chance that Kevin Budgeon has to take the lead here in race 1 of the GT3 Sprint Cup. And it looks like Lyle's going to hang on to the inside deep on the brakes there. BMW going to have to try to find another way around, potentially on the inside of turn 3, and I don't think he has any kind of overlap. Budgeon, again, about as close as he's been. 30 seconds to go here. It looks like Budgeon's going to have to be patient, pick his move here. Running out of opportunities. Lyle taking that sharper entry, potentially compromising his exit. Nothing doing there for Budgeon as they head into one of the other good braking zones there. Lyle able to hold him off. Again, this is quite a tense battle for the lead here. And they head now through a little bit of a reprieve there for Lyle, but Budgeon is not done by any stretch. He's going to try to get a good exit out of this right-hander coming up. Let's see what Kevin Budgeon can do with any kind of tow from the Aston Martin ahead. Budgeon trying to chase him down. You see him on board in your picture-in-picture as Lyle seems to have what he needs, maybe 3/10 or so, but that looks like all that's necessary to hold him off for now. It could potentially be a drag race to the line here as they head through this final sequence of corners. These guys have had to fight through traffic. They've had to fight each other. They've really been the class of the field, 26 seconds ahead of their nearest competitor. And again, really providing excellent racing is around the final corner. Looks like Lyle may have this one wrapped up. Does Kevin Budgeon have any kind of response? Maybe he does. He's in the slipstream. It's going to be quite close. And it looks like Lyle takes the win here in race 1. The GT3 Sprint Cup Round 5, the 9th race of the season. Lyle takes it with a 10th and a half to spare on Kevin Budgeon. And it looks like Max across the line there for 14th place. Les Bradford in the sister Aston Martin 27. Quite a strong race there. Not too much to speak of, but a fantastic 3rd place on the podium there for Les Bradford. Very, very well driven. And didn't have to worry too much because of the strong pace that he had. Josh Nesbitt in Lamborghini in 4th place across the line, leading Ollie Hutton and Matt Raid, our 2nd place man in the championship. As Nesbitt, Hutton, and Raid cross the line quite close together. Veerman and Siskel Sewell quite close together on track. Looks like Arno will be winning that battle. 8th place for the Audi man. Quite a good result for them. And Siskel Sewell across the line. And the Cotton Candy BMW. Sewell in that dogfight early on, potentially getting 4th and probably wanting some more from this race. But again, quite a strong move there, as it looks like Andrew Bailey picking up 9th there in a top 10 finish, considering that he had quite a rough start and he had quite a strong start, but he was holding the line in 4th place. Quite a feisty group. And Ben RS coming around to round out the top 10. Again, Ben RS, good to see that they were able to complete the race, having that massive accident in turn 1. And Ollie Smith here rounding out 12. It looks like Leo Dixon in the pits as well, but we pick up the race leader there, Adam Lyle. Very, very strong stuff. And again, he looks like he's back to his winning ways. And again, he'll be starting alongside Kevin Budgeon, so these guys are not done by any stretch. Stick around for race 2 here. 40 more minutes of Sprint Cup action in these GT3 cars. And we've got Adam Lyle and Kevin Budgeon joining us here in the broadcast booth. Adam, congratulations on the win, sir. Looks like you're back to your winning ways. How was it out there for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was a lot nicer than the first few rounds because Kevin put up a battle, obviously, the whole race. It just... Shame it got ruined a little bit by some blue flags, but yeah, it happened to us both, so it's pretty even.
Yeah, I was doing the math. I think that you guys lost exactly 3 seconds overall during the race. And so I think that not that this is any excuse for the blue flags, but it seemed like it kind of evened itself out, which was kind of fascinating from my side. What was your biggest takeaway from race one?
The start, just to get that. I know that the Aston's great off the line, so I kind of had to make sure I was very close to him, and then because I had the inside line, thought I stood a chance to get the lead and hopefully just defend it from there, and it worked that way. So thank God.
Yeah, it seemed like the only thing straightforward for you was the start, and everything else was again trying to run away from this man, Kevin Budgeon, also joining us here. Kevin, how was it out there from your perspective?
Yeah, it's fun. It's good. Really enjoyable. Shame about Max hitting me when I was trying to go past him, but the same thing happened to Adam, and then someone that should probably know better done the same again later on, coming onto the straight, which was a bit naughty, but there you go. But no, it's great. It's good to have a good battle with Adam all the way. I had a mouth like Gandhi's flip-flop. I needed to drink.
I've never heard that before. That's fantastic. Kevin, what's your biggest takeaway from race one, and do you think you can apply it to race two?
Stay out of the way from the lap cars. I mean, the thing is, you come up to a lap car and you think they're going to stay on the line they're on, but you get near them and they decide to zig or zag across the track, which is a bit, it's taking destiny into their hands. But no, I need to. I don't know why the BMW just ain't too clever off the start. I'm not sure why. But
And
no, it's
we
really
have,
good.
yeah, thank you. And we also have Les Bradford joining us as well. And Les, how was it out there for you?
Lonely.
I can imagine.
And then the most exciting thing that happened to me was I spun it all on my own out the last corner.
Just trying to find something to do there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah. Congratulations on third place. What's your biggest takeaway for race one, and do you think you can apply to race two?
I need to pick some pace up. The pace right now is a lot down from where I was in practice. So, but go faster. I think it is for me.
Go faster. Well, you know what? Best of luck with that, Les. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck in race two.
Lovely. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
All right. Well, we appreciate our podium finishers joining us there in the comm tube. It's always good to talk to the guys who are, or the men and women that are out there actually putting on the show. And looks like we are at the 43-minute mark or so. So we'll have a handful of minutes there. So again, having a look, we don't have the points in just yet. But again, Lyle seems to have secured, again, this is all provisional, seems to have secured the championship potentially for the drivers out in front. Again, a dominant Brands Hatch round one, a dominant Misano, and a fairly dominant Hockenheim. Matt Raid winning the first race at Hockenheim on the third, and then of course a Magny Core to forget there for Lyle. Matt Raid in second place in the BMW there, not picking up a podium, but collecting a decent haul of points and mainly finishing in front of Ben RS. Ben RS not having the best of times there, 10 points separating second and third, Raid and Ben RS. Ollie Smith, who will be starting ninth, just caddy corner from Ben RS. He is in fourth place. He's on 39 points, so about another 10 points back from third place Ben RS. And then 1 point between Kevin Budgeon and Ollie Smith. So Budgeon most likely will be overtaking Smith at the moment. Of course, we'll have to see how race two goes here. 3 points further back is Josh Nesbitt in the Lamborghini, having a fantastic Hockenheim and picking up a handful of points there at Magny Core as well. Budgeon seems to be resurgent at the moment, and we'll start on pole once again. Lyle will be alongside, so they'll resume hostilities there at the front. And we also have, again, 1 point between Nesbitt and Corvers, 6th and 7th in the championship, 35.5 and 34.5 respectively. Ollie Hutton, half a point behind Corvers. Looks like Ollie Hutton, if he can run another good race and make up a handful of positions, particularly getting in front of Corvers proper, then he may be taking home that 7th and potentially 6th place position. As again, it is quite tight between 4th, Ollie Smith on 39 points, back to Ollie Hutton in 8th, Sewell running quite well at Hockenheim and Magny-Cours on 25 points, so 9 points back of Hutton, who he was having a good tussle with earlier on, and Arno Veerman rounding out the top 10 for the championship with 21 points. So there's still lots to play for. And again, we'll have to see how the points sort out here. As again, we have all the drivers on the grid at the moment getting ready to go. And again, we will have a safety car start. So the lights will come on, they'll go off. We'll all get excited and then remember that we need to wait for the safety car. And I'm sure that, as we heard there, Les Bradford just trying to look for some more pace, potentially getting a better look at his competitors might give him, potentially a better line or so. But it may be more fundamental than that. It may just be, taking some risks and trying to up the pace potential of that Aston. Adam Lyle, winner from race 1, currently holding the lead of the championship. Matt Raid on the second row there. Matt Raid kind of falling back during race 1. He'll hope for a better race 2, as it looks like we're about 30 seconds or so out from the start procedure beginning. So Kevin Budgeon on row 1 alongside Adam Lyle, your winner for race 1. Matt Raid and Les Bradford share row 2. Row 3 is Josh Nesbitt in the Lamborghini, Arno Veerman in the red and black Audi alongside him in 6th place. Andrew Bailey getting quite a good start and some fantastic defense, some fantastic battling from Andrew Bailey alongside Ben ARS as the lights come on. And when they go out, we will have the start procedure beginning. And the Alpha is away. Quite a clunk into first there by our race director there. So again, Kevin Budgeon out front, Adam Lyle in 2nd place, Les Bradford in 3rd, Josh Nesbitt 4th, Arno Veerman and Matt Raid share row 3. Row 4, Andrew Bailey alongside Ollie Smith, our number 4 driver in the championship. The 5th row is Ben ARS and Siskel Sewell. 11th, Leo Dixon, Ollie Hutton in 12th place, and Max in 13th as the drivers head through there. Quite a quick car there, the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Obviously nothing near what the GT3s have in terms of the raw pace and obviously the downforce, but the Alfa's shifting quite nicely. Of course, you can't hear it over the ungodly sound of...
There we go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Authentic Racing E-Series here. We have the GT3 Sprint Cup Round 5. This is the final race of the season for the GT3 Sprint Cup here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. You are having a look at the grid here. We're going to have the second of 2 races, 40 minutes apiece. And I'll give you the quick rundown here. So again, final race of the season. Thank you, everybody who's been sticking with us. We will be getting started shortly, again, about 2 minutes or so out. And we'll have the safety car come through. So again, yeah, Authentic Racing E-Series, GT3 Sprint Cup, Round 5. And we've got Kevin Budgeon alongside Adam Lyle. Adam Lyle, the winner of race 1 here at Barcelona. Les Bradford picking up a fantastic, if lonely, 3rd place in the final round. Tons of points for them. Josh Nesbitt in the Lamborghini alongside Arno Veerman, or apologies, right in front of Arno Veerman. Matt Raid alongside Veerman on row 3. Of course, qualifying, setting the grid for both races. And Budgeon and Lyle, seemingly the class of the field for the beginning of this event here. As again, we're around a minute or so out from the Alfa Giulia coming around to pick up the cars. And the lights will come on, the lights will go out, we will get excited, and it won't mean a thing as the safety car will come by and pick up the cars. Championship, final race of the season. Adam Lyle, with that win, looks very comfortable to be the provisional driver's champion, no matter what happens in this race. Matt Raid in 2nd place in the BMW on row 3 in 6th currently. Matt Raid is the second place man. He only holds 10 points over third place Ben RS, who is down in 8th place. So they're actually line astern at the moment. Ben RS and Matt Raid. And Ollie Smith in 4th place, a further 10 points back from Ben RS. And he only holds a single point over Kevin Budgeon, who is on pole position, who was challenging for the lead at the beginning of the race. And we are about to get underway with the formation lap as the starting procedure comes on. As the drivers build up the revs. Kevin Budgeon trying to start in second gear there, trying to keep from getting any wheel spin. He wants to have a better start there. The main beginning of the race there was that Kevin Budgeon got a decent start, but Lyle was able to beat him down to turn 1, get that overlap on the inside there as we see Josh Nesbitt into the Lamborghini warming their tires. Ben RS doesn't seem to be having any of it, kind of Kimi Räikkönen-esque as he heads down to the first corner. Uninterested in any kind of contact there as we see all the drivers. Great shot there into turn 1. This is a fantastic overhead here. Kevin Budgeon on the front row, Adam Lyle alongside, Les Bradford and Josh Nesbitt share row 2. Veerman and Raid next to each other, 5th and 6th on row 3. Row 4 is Andrew Bailey, who got a fantastic start race 1. Ben RS will be keeping him company in 8th place. Ollie Smith and Siskel Sewell round out the top 10 on the 5th row. Leo Dixon and Ollie Hutner alongside, and Max will be in 13th in that pink and blue Aston Martin. We spoke to Lyle earlier, who said that the Aston Martin's quite trick off the line. Seems to have the oomph that he's looking for. And unfortunately for him, Les Bradford is also in the Aston Martin. Only a couple of feet behind him, or meters, depending on where you are listening. Again, thank you so much for everyone who's been joining us here. My name is James Newton, and I'm going to be bringing you the finale here of the GT3 Sprint Cup here for the Authentic Racing E-Series. Again, this is the 10th race of 10, so our drivers have been going all over the place. We've been to England to Brands Hatch. We've been to Italy and Misano. We've been to Germany and Hockenheim. We've gone back to France for Magny-Cours. 2 races there, and we are now in Spain for the second of 2 40-minute races with a pit stop requirement in the middle. Again, the ARS bringing you the most authentic racing series possible, which is, again, why we have the timer going. We have the pit stops happening as well. And the men and women that work so hard from Authentic Racing E-Series, we appreciate all the support, as well as everybody watching at home. Alpha Julia coming through, all the grumbly V8s coming around to meet them. And the safety car will pull off here. They will join that Noah's Ark formation, and we'll get started here for race 10, the finale of the GT3 Sprint Cup here at the ARS. Budgeon and Lyle will be leading us away here. Les Bradford and Nesbitt on row 2. And again, all to play for between 2nd all the way down to around 8th and 9th place in the standings. We are under starters' orders. Green flag. Green flag, we are racing away, and Kevin Budgeon and Adam Lyle seem to be next to each other. Budgeon trying to keep the overlap from happening. Looks like Lyle may have already gotten next to him and has already taken the lead down to turn 1. If Budgeon could do something brilliant on the brakes, does not look like it. It looks like both Aston Martins may get through here, as the second of the 27 may go around the outside there. So Lyle and Bradford both jumping Budgeon at the start, and Nesbitt getting through in the Lamborghini as well. So 3 cars in front of our pole sitter, and we're not even to the second sector yet. Adam Lyle out front. Looks like Josh Nesbitt on the inside of Bradford. Nesbitt potentially picking up P2. You're going to go side by side, and Nesbitt has gotten it. So Nesbitt up 2 spots. Les Bradford back into 3rd place. Matt Raid also making some good progress, as Kevin Budgeon down to 10th place now. Kevin Budgeon down the inside of Siskel Sewell. That is for 9th place. He'll be chasing Ollie Smith, but out front, Adam Lyle immediately into the lead. Josh Nesbitt following him through. Les Bradford back to 3rd place where he started. Matt Raid up to 4th place. Our second man in the championship. Arno Veerman making some good progress here as they come through the right-hand sweeper. Looks like 2 side-by-side there. Andrew Bailey trying to have a look at Arno Veerman. Ben RS trying to make himself known there, get some good points, trying to haul back up to Matt Raid. Looks like Matt Raid has got Ben RS covered off in the championship at the moment. But again, 35 minutes to go. We haven't even completed one lap. It looks like Lyle is out front at the moment. Nesbitt chasing in second place. Lee Bradford third. Les Bradford, apologies. Third place, Matt Raid. We have a look at in fourth place. Arno Behrman and Andrew Bailey, fifth and sixth. Ben RS in seventh. Kevin Budgeon falling all the way back to eighth after not the best start. Siskel Sewell in ninth place. Ollie Hutton rounding out the top 10. Ollie Smith in 11th. Leo Dixon 12th. And Max in 13th as Adam Lyle predictably sets the fastest lap of the race, considering that he is, and it looks like Ollie's Hutton, or probably Ollie Smith, in the blue and white, sticking a tire. And yeah, it looks like he's had a bad run out of that final corner, and it's cost him a handful of positions there as Kevin Budgeon making a move on Ben RS into the first corner quite deep. Not sure if he's going to get that stopped. And it looks like he's covered Ben RS off. Siskel Sewell around the outside of turn 3 on Ben RS. Looks like Ben's got him covered off, and that's going to open him up to Ollie Hutton on the inside. Sewell trying to keep Hutton behind there. All kinds of scrapping. This is quite a hectic start to the race here. Out of Lyle out front, Nesbitt second, Bradford third. And Matt Raid looking like he's dropping about a second and a half behind Bradford. So it looks like getting like the top 3 are kind of getting a bit of a gap. Matt Raid holding the line there, similar to Andrew Bailey, but you see two spots back, Behrman sandwiched in between them. Matt Raid seems to be holding the line of potentially the entire field. Bar, Leo Dixon, and Max, and Ollie Smith as well, having that bad run off of the final corner. Again, the faster the corner, the less you want to be going offline, because you can lose so much more time being stationary or backwards in a fast corner versus one of the hairpins. So obviously you don't want to have any kind of mistakes whatsoever. You just want to have a good, clean race and try to run your line, run your race. But if you're going to make a mistake, these big sweepers of Barcelona are really punishing our drivers. Again, fantastic field of racers we have here as they come across the line here. 33 minutes to go. So excited for this one. Speaking of excited, Les Bradford having a look here at Nesbitt into turn 1. Looks like Nesbitt's got better at the moment, but Bradford potentially shaping up for a move as Adam Lyle is attempting to clear out at the front. And again, Kevin Budgeon trying to make some moves in the middle of the pack there. Again, not the best of starts for Kevin Budgeon, just trying to start on the outside. Lyle opening him up, and it seemed like he couldn't really get the best turn into that first right-hander, the first corner on the circuit, and it really, with this technical first section, just kind of left him out to dry. But again, back at the front, Josh Nesbitt in second place. What a good result this would be for him in the Lamborghini. Been running the yellow Kevin Estrade liveried Porsche for a majority of the season as he goes wide there, trying to keep his mid-engine car on the road. Front-engined Aston chasing behind. He's second of the 27, I say the sister, the identical sister, the twin of Adam Lyle's 27 Harder Racing Aston Martin, chasing him down there. Les Bradford into one of the better overtaking opportunities. Doesn't look like he's got anything for him on the brakes at this time. Potentially Nesbitt allowing Matt Raid to catch up to the back of Bradford. Raid not too far back there. Matt Raid again, second place in the championship. This would be plenty for him. Again, Ben RS and Ollie Smith are, as Adam Lyle sets the fastest lap of the race again, extending his lead. Matt Raid running in second in the championship at the moment. He has 10 points over Ben RS and a further 20 over Ollie Smith, or a further 10 over Ollie Smith, I should say. Ollie Smith running in 11th place at the moment, and Ben RS running 7th. So Matt Raid looking quite strong. He obviously wants a podium. He obviously wants more, as all racers do. But it's looking quite good for his chances in second place, and Lyle looking very strong for first. Ben RS again running 7th as we have a look here at Andrew Bailey. Oh, and he's got Siskel Sewell all over, apologies, Kevin Budgeon all over the back there, our pole sitter, trying to make up for that start. And it looks like he's deep, so there's no issue with the entry of the corner, but looks like the exit's going to be a problem. And now the entry into this tight left-hander, Budgeon's going to give him all the space in the world, but he's going to give him any space on the outside. Looks like he is, and they're going to touch just a little bit of a tap there as Bailey on the outside, or apologies, on the inside, Kevin on the outside. Kevin's going to think better of it. And it looks like Bailey's going to try to drag himself out of that. It looks like Kevin Budgeon's going to get him on the exit. Fantastic racing here at the ARS, this GT3 Sprint Cup here. This is race 10, the finale. Again, I'm James Newton, and welcome to what is turning out to be a fantastic group of dogfights here. Ben RS deep on the brakes behind Andrew Bailey there in the 46 Skechers Audi. So it's Matt Raid with a bit of breathing room there. Kevin Budgeon's going to try to chase down Matt Raid if he can, if he's got the pace. That 4-second gap will most likely continue to drop. We'll have a look at that there. Andrew Bailey trying to hang on to the back of Budgeon, who's been setting the pace so far today in qualifying and was chasing Lyle down for the win. So it's a quick update. Lyle about 3 seconds out over Josh Nesbitt. Les Bradford chasing him down. Les Bradford quite close at the moment, and it looks like there's a large battle for 5th place, or I should say 6th place, as Kevin Budgeon appears to be potentially gapping Andrew Bailey. Bailey kind of keeping him honest at the moment. Ben RS behind in 7th place, Ollie Hutton up to the back. And the 8th place man the 9th place man, Siskel Sewell, only a second back. And it looks like there's less than a second between Budgeon to Bailey, Bailey to Ben RS, Hutton to Sewell, Sewell to Veerman, and Ollie Smith, making it interesting. So 6th place all the way back to 11th is an enormous snake here, as Lyle putting another second on Josh Nesbitt out front in the number 27. Les Bradford about half a second off of Nesbitt at the moment. So 2nd place, quite a close battle at the moment. It looks like there's a little bit of a lull. I say a little bit of a lull. Nobody's gone side by side for 2 sectors. That seems to qualify as a lull here in race 10 of 10. And Andrew Bailey, the right front of that BMW, dipping into the grass. Ben RS may not need a second invitation. All over that apex curve there. Looks like Ben maybe picking up a bit of a toe from the BMW as I think it's the 601 there. Yes, it is. Trying to hang on to the back of Kevin Budgeon. Again, Kevin Budgeon's had the pace, it seems, of Lyle, and it seems to have the better of others when it comes to just flat out pace. I know that Les Bradford spoke about pace, and it seems like he doesn't really need any more, as he's, again, hounding Josh Nesbitt for 2nd. Ben RS having their own tank swapper, as it looks like that may compromise him out of the final corner. How close is Ollie Hutton, as Kevin Budgeon fastest lap of the race in 5th place, taking half a second out of Matt Raid there in 4th place. Matt Raid less than 2 seconds behind Les Bradford. So Lyle out front, 3 seconds in the lead. Les Bradford less than a second behind Josh Nesbitt in 2nd. Matt Raid closing in about 2 seconds or so back from Les Bradford. Kevin Budgeon has the pace in hand at the moment, trying to catch leaders. And we have Andrew Bailey here, again, with a large group behind them. Les Bradford closing in here. Nesbitt's not going to make this easy, but it looks like Les Bradford potentially has the pace here. The Aston Martin's running quite well. It seems that the mid-engine cars through these sweepers maybe a little bit trickier to hang on to. Once they snap, they seem to snap a little bit harder. Having a look at the gaps again. Andrew Bailey holding that line in 6th position. It looks like now, Ben RS falling off the back of Andrew Bailey by about a second or so. So it looks like Bailey has been gifted a little bit of breathing room. I know Ben RS been on the podium before here in this series. Again, Mr. Consistent, Ben RS, but Ollie Hutton, we're having a look at the rear of the 46 Skechers on board the number 60. Bright yellow Mercedes-Benz. And Ben now all over the back, and looks like there may be an overlap between Ben RS and Bailey, as Ollie Hutton's getting a good look at that battle. Anything going wrong, potentially? When I say wrong, just an overtake in general. It looks like, again, Ben RS right on the back. So the Audi on the back of the BMW. BMW giving him no overlap whatsoever, or no slipstream, I should say, but plenty of overlap around the outside, potentially for Ben RS. If he can do it on the brakes, a little bit of a tap into the braking zone, nothing doing there for Ben RS, and Andrew Bailey's going to hang on to that 6th position, potentially compromising his exit of turn 2. And around the outside, the Audi's having a look. Nothing doing there. We'll try to slot in front of the Mercedes, who is hounding him. Sewell enjoying this battle here, bringing them into the mix. Arno Veerman, again, 6th through 10th. All quite close together there. And we're seeing different lines here. Kind of experimenting, just trying to a couple of jabs from these boxers. Ollie Hutton, really, again, throughout the season, very patient driver. very good at just waiting, good entry, not necessarily the latest on the brakes, good exits to get the overlap to then make a move into the next corner. Very patient driver, very mature. And it seems like he's really got that Mercedes under control. Again, it just seems to be about the pace for him at the moment. And again, Kevin Budgeon closing into under 2 seconds. So, as around goes Ben RS in one of the, there's a pileup here. So Ben RS front to rear contact, and it looks like Ollie Smith's going to get involved with that as well. So Ben RS around in the left-hand hairpin on the far side of the circuit, right at the beginning of Sector 3. So again, Ben RS with front damage potentially. Ollie Smith going into the side of him. Kevin Budgeon, the fastest lap of the race. We're almost into the 139s now for Kevin Budgeon, but quite a mess there. And it looks like Andrew Bailey still holding 6th place. Ollie Hutton up into 7th. An opportunistic maneuver there for him. Arno Veerman quite far back in 8th, and Siskel Sewell, Ben RS, and Ollie Smith all caught up in those collisions, or I guess not necessarily causing the collisions, but just having an issue in that hairpin. So again, not losing tons of time, but again, being backwards is never a good idea. Hitting another driver is never a good idea. Again, obviously, all of the contact was incidental, just trying to get through there as quickly as possible. And looks like Ollie Hutton's going to go BMW hunting here into the left-hand hairpin. Ollie Hutton, I believe, has a little bit more pace than Andrew Bailey in 6th, but Bailey obviously not an easy person to pass. And again, running quite well, similar to the first race we had here at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Again, I'm James Newton here at the Authentic Racing E-Series, the GT3 Sprint Cup Round 5 here at Barca. 23 and a bit minutes to go of race 2 here, the final round. And again, it seems Adam Lyle out front, 5 seconds in the lead. Les Bradford only about a second, or less than a second on Josh Nesbitt there as we have a look. Fantastic on board of Ollie Hutton chasing down Andrew Bailey for 6th place. Lyle, nobody in front of him, nobody behind him at the moment. That's what he'll be wanting. So you can hear the pops and crackles. Matt Raid adopting Les Bradford's line into turn 1 there, going way over the curb, trying to get the widest entry possible. Let's see what Ollie Hutton, or I guess we'll get off there. That's all good. Arno Veerman looks now like he might be under attack in just a few moments from Siskel Sewell. Ben RS recovering. Seems like he hasn't lost too much pace. Ollie Smith behind him as well. Those two, again, coming together incidentally. And Leo Dixon up into 9th place is Josh Nesbitt, Andrew Bailey, and Kevin Budgeon. So the fastest man on track, Kevin Budgeon, Andrew Bailey, and Josh Nesbitt all into the pits. So that has released Les Bradford, Nesbitt being chased down by Bradford in the early stages of the race. There is Les Bradford. Again, plenty of pace, running a lonely race there in race 1 with a strong 3rd. Matt Raid hoping for a podium or better would be his preference. Trying to stay in 2nd place in the championship. Again, only 10 points ahead of Ben RS, who currently runs in 7th as the pit stop cycles. Again, required pit stops. We have a look there at Sewell on board. And Veerman on the overall picture there. Into that corner that gave Ben RS a difficult time there. The black and red fellow Audi of Veerman deep into the entry there, trying to kind of do a double apex there, deep into the entry, almost like a Carter, getting in, getting it stopped, and getting out. And now we have a look here at Kevin Budgeon, most likely getting around Andrew Bailey. So Kevin Budgeon has made their pit stop up into the top 10 already. And again, this will be Budgeon's time to shine here, try to put down that pace that he's been so strong with this whole weekend. It's Ben RS now into the pits. Hopefully they won't need too many repairs, if any. We'll have to kind of keep a look at that. Nesbitt should be exiting the pits here any moment now. Adam Lyle out front. Is there something going on there? Potentially not. Les Bradford in 2nd place. Matt Raid, not too far behind. About two and a bit seconds. In 3rd place, Ollie Hutton in 4th. Siskel Sewell 5th, Arno Veerman 6th, Ollie Smith 7th, Leo Dixon up into 8th at the moment. Again, they'll need to take their pit stop. Ollie Smith as well, Veerman as well. Need to take their pit stop. Ben RS in the pits at the moment. Kevin Budgeon should be overtaking Ben RS when they cycle out. And Bailey running 11th, Max running 12th. So it appears that we've lost one of our 13. And there's Ben RS heading out there. Back onto the circuit. That ear splitting V8 there in the back of the Audi. Pick up Siskel Sewell, who has Veerman all over the back of them, into a fantastic braking zone. So it didn't look like there was any kind of overlap from Veerman, but if they can just be patient here, they may have a look at Sewell by the end of the start-finish straight. And again, Sewell most likely might dive into the pits just to keep from getting overtaken. Depends on what kind of pace that they're running at the moment. And it looks like they will dive into the pits. So Veerman will get that fresh air there as Sewell comes in because of their scheduled pit stop, potentially to avoid the pressure, but most likely just to get that fresh rubber and try to make hay while the sun is shining. Picking up Adam Lyle here, dominant at the beginning of the season, running a bad Magny Core, and looking resurgent here, looking back to Adam's old ways out front. And again, Kevin Budgeon having that bad start means that it looks like Lyle is running about as good of a race or as well as he could possibly be running, just out front. And again, trying to give the back markers a wide berth, but other than that, just trying to put in the laps. And again, halfway through, we're under 20 minutes to go here in race 2, 10th round, or the 5th round, 10th race of our 10 here for the GT3 Sprint Cup by the Authentic Racing E-Series. Now I'm going to look here at second place, Matt Raid trying to fend off Ben RS and Ollie Smith for that second place in the championship. Again, Lyle running quite strong. It does not look like there's a possibility for Matt Raid to, even with a win here, I don't believe Matt Raid would get the overall points, as it looks like a little bit of trouble there out of the final corner. Losing tons of time. That left rear going into the gravel there for Matt Raid. Looks like somebody else might have been off on the inside of the, or that's probably somebody having an issue coming into the pits. We haven't seen any kind of penalties, which is always good. Have a clean race there. Ollie Smith picking him up. Ollie Smith in 4th in the championship, only a point in front of Budgeon. So out on track, they are not very close to each other out on track. They are very far away, but Ollie Smith and Kevin Budgeon are fighting for 4th place and potentially 3rd. Ben RS, Ollie Smith, and Kevin Budgeon fighting for that podium position. And Josh Nesbitt also quite close behind in the points standings there. Gaps seem to be relatively large, the smallest one being Ollie Smith on Arno Veerman, which you see on your screen at the moment. The Mercedes trying to chase down that black and red Audi, as it looks like one of the Aston Martins is heading out of the pits. And that would be, Adam Lyle's on the track, that is going to be Les Bradford, apologies. As Kevin Budgeon, another fastest lap of the race there. Adam Lyle will be paying attention to those. And it looks like Ollie Hutton will be joining Kevin Budgeon on track. Kevin Budgeon with those nice warm tires. Again, they're all worn out. He's yet to come into the pit. Or apologies, Kevin Budgeon has come into the pits. So that'll be Budgeon trying to get around Hutton. He'll try to dispatch of him as soon as possible. I don't think Hutton will be making this very easy, considering that he is in a dogfight with Corvers and Nesbitt and Budgeon for that matter, for those top spins. Oh, it looks like there's a bit of a turn in there for the Mercedes. BMW coming through with plenty of overlap, and it looks like there was a little bit of a miscommunication there. And Ollie Hutton has been passed by Kevin Budgeon, who will be trying to chase down the number 27 sister car to the 5th place, Les Bradford. Quite a long way to go, but again, Kevin Budgeon is the fastest person on track at the moment, as we have Ollie Smith coming in for their pit stop. So Matt Raid inheriting the lead. Adam Lyle, Arno Veerman also in the pits. Tons of activity in the pits now. Lyle in the pits, our provisional leader. Veerman in 3rd in the pits as well. Ollie Smith in 4th place as they pass them through the pit lane. Les Bradford 5th, Kevin Budgeon 6th, Ollie Hutton 7th. We're having a look here at Matt Raid, who is our current leader, but will most likely fall to around 3rd to 4th as they cycle through the pit stops. Ollie Hutton about a 1.5 seconds behind Kevin Budgeon and being dropped at the moment, so around 2 seconds or so. As we now have Lyle cycling back out onto the track. Behrman and Ollie Smith as we pick up Ollie Smith at the moment. Behrman and Smith will be heading back out there. Looked like I saw the Mercedes. Oh, it looks like there's 3 cars next to each other. That was Max going around the outside. Oh, and looks like the 6th place man, Andrew Bailey, accidentally getting into the back of Max as they head into the, and looks like they're flashing the lights. They want the Aston Martin out of the way. Looks like Max seems to be kind of weaving around on the exit of 3, potentially around the outside of the BMW, or on the outside of the Aston Martin goes the BMW. Nothing doing there. Max still, and it looks like they looped it onto the exit, and it looks like, yeah, still, and a spin in front of Siskel Sewell. So that is Bailey through. Ben RS trying to get into the braking zone there for the left-hander. Going to have to adjust his line there as Max gets back onto the circuit. So that is Andrew Bailey from Arno Veerman, Siskel Sewell in 8th place. Ollie Smith closing up, and Ben RS maybe getting involved with that as well there. Ollie Hutton only 3 seconds off the back of Kevin Budgeon. And again, it looks like Bailey has tons of company, the opposite of Les Bradford's race 1. And it looks like he's being swarmed at the moment. Oh, and a very aggressive maneuver there from Veerman trying to get the door shut before the braking zone. Wasn't able to do it as there was still an overlap from Bailey. So it looks like now having a look and trying to nibble and kind of getting into the side there, sending the number 9th place Sewell, 9th place man around, Sewell back on track. So Kevin Budgeon fastest stop of the race. Ollie Hutton's in the pits. Andrew Bailey holding the line in 6th place. Arno Veerman in 6th. Andrew Bailey in 5th now. Arno Veerman 6th. Ollie Smith in 7th. Ben RS in 8th. And Siskel Sewell back to 9th place. Ben RS quite close to Ollie Smith. There seem to be 2 pairs now, which is Bailey and Veerman, and Smith and Ben RS for 5th and 7th respectively. And again, Arno Veerman trying to get around there. Made a little bit of a mistake trying to move over in the braking zone, but there wasn't the overlap, and it seems that Bailey was able to get back through. Sewell trying to go around the outside of that long right-hander at the beginning of the 2nd or the 3rd sector, and it seemed that there was nothing doing, and the Audi was able to kind of nibble into the side and eventually turned around the cotton candy BMW of Siskel Sewell. Sewell dropping back behind Ben RS. Sewell in 9th place on 25 points in the championship. Leo Dixon up into the top 10 at the moment, as we now have 11 drivers. So again, Bailey leading the charge in 5th place. Budgeon meanwhile goes sub 140, so Budgeon still having a go at this one. And again, Budgeon really close in that tight battle for the championship. Budgeon on 5th place, 38 points, only 1 point behind Smith, and around 10 or so points behind Ben RS, as we see Matt Raid take their pit stop and will emerge back out in front of Kevin Budgeon. So Matt Raid is still in front of Kevin Budgeon with much pressure tires. 12 minutes to go of the final race of the GT3 Sprint Cup here on the Authentic Racing E-Series. And again, I am James Newton bringing you all the action. Looks like Max around turn 3 trying to get the gears to work with him. There he is, and he's gotten back up to speed, which is good to see there. Adam Lyle out front, 7.5 seconds. Les Bradford, again, having relatively lonely race here, but he's in 2nd place, which is one better than he was one race ago. Les Bradford there. Matt Ray trying to hold off Kevin Budgeon. He'd love to get another podium here. Kevin Budgeon having a fantastic time in Hockenheim. And, Matt Ray having a fantastic time in Hockenheim. Kevin Budgeon having a fantastic time at Magny-Cours. At the 2 BMWs there, making their way down the back straight there. Matt Ray just kind of saying a little hello there. Hopefully he'd love to say goodbye to Kevin Budgeon if he can. And it looks like Kevin's going to be closing out to the back of him here. Again, Andrew Bailey leading that charge in front of Veerman. Ben RS and Ollie Smith also quite close together. But again, the final podium position is not done and dusted at all. Again, we still have over 10 minutes to go. And again, we've seen a couple of mistakes from Matt Raid. Kevin Budgeon not getting a good start at the beginning there, or not being able, as he, oh man, really extending that final corner, tucking right up to the back of that enormous toaster-shaped hole. The BMW pokes into the air. Matt Raid opting for the normal line. Kevin Budgeon still trying to have a look down the inside, gets it stopped. Raid goes quite deep. Kevin Budgeon around the outside, and it looks like he's got it done on the brakes of one. The overlap is done. Does Matt have anything for Kevin around turn 3? Doesn't look like he's going to have any kind of move, potentially, if he can get with him and just stay close through this technical section. You may have a look down the back straight, but I don't think there's anything doing here. Kevin Budgeon up into the top 3. Potential double podium for the man on pole twice today. Now having a look here at Andrew Bailey, Arno Veerman, Ollie Smith is closing in there. Ben RS not quite with them in the way he'd like, but it is definitely a 4-car battle for 5th. Further 20 seconds up to Matt Raid in 4th, so these 4 will most likely be looking at 5th at best. Again, Andrew Bailey having a similar kind of race, not this late into the session, the previous race, race 1 here at Barcelona, but again, holding his own and able to soak up the pressure. He has these trains that are forming behind him. As you have a look at Ollie Smith in the picture-in-picture, the 3rd of these 4 cars. And again, even if they're not setting fastest laps of the race, they're not going to be able to shake Ben RS there in 8th place. So he most likely will be coming into play. There he is. Most likely of the 4, we've seen better pace from Ben RS than we've seen from Bailey, Veerman, and Smith. But that is in clean air. And we've also seen some mistakes from Ben as well. So as long as he keeps it on the straight and narrow, it looks like he has Ollie Smith there putting the left rear on the grass. That will be music. That'll be music to Ben RS's eyes. I'm not sure if that's going to be a phrase that'll make any sense there. It's down the straightaway trying to break the toe, Andrew Bailey. Nothing doing for any drivers at the moment. As the lights are getting brighter and brighter, the sun's getting lower and lower here at the authentic. Oh, it looks like Ollie Smith has looped it on the exit of turn 1. He's done a full 360. He's had a pretty hefty whack, and Siskel Sewell is going to be seeing if he can't have a look there. As we have a look on board there out of our left window, as we get down the inside at turn 3, the Cotton Candy BMW on the blue and white Mercedes, and looks like Smith is not going to give this one up lightly, but it looks like Sewell may have just lucked into that one. So Bailey has one less problem behind him. Veerman, and it looks like Max there. Oh, also on the final corner, potentially pitting, maybe going deep. Not quite sure about that there. So we have Matt Raid on Kevin Budgeon. Interesting here. So there's only a second between 3rd and 4th. As we have, there's Max there getting out of the way of Adam Lyle coming through in 1st place. So Lyle comfortable out front, Les Bradford comfortable in 2nd, Kevin Budgeon in 3rd. Matt Raid only about a second or so behind Kevin Budgeon. So again, their pace quite similar unless there was a mistake from Budgeon. It seems that battle is not over by any stretch. And then we have Andrew Bailey back to Veerman. Looks like Andrew Bailey's looking quite racy still. So the gaps are extending at the moment. Veerman in 6th place, Ben RS hoping for a little bit more there as Ollie Smith again making that mistake. Sewell getting through, and no toe is the card Bailey's trying to play there. And again, Ben RS can just kind of pick whichever car he'd like to sit behind. He's getting a double dose of the slipstream. And if Veerman has another look with it, which it looks like Veerman's going to be having a look shortly, way on the outside to the edges of the track, they're trying to get the highest speed possible for the entry into this right-hand 180-degree corner. And up the hill, we'll head back down the hill, road falling away here on this left-hander. Not much of a shape from either Audi. The Bailey holding strong. Experimenting with different lines here. And again, this is about as close as we've seen them here into the technical section. It looks like potentially Ben RS may be putting a move on Behrman before Behrman has another look at Bailey. And again, we expect Ben RS to have a little bit more pace. Again, it is different running in the dirty air. And Bailey moving right over to the side, having no second thoughts there. Again, Behrman having that kind of half look, which will make him vulnerable to Ben RS through the right-hand sweepers coming up after this right-hand 180-degree corner. And Ben with those wide lines, Ollie Hutton using those as well, those wide lines into the entry for a better exit there. Arno Behrman missing the apex a little bit, and it looks like if Ben RS can keep it on the road, a little bit of a wiggle from the Audi man. Sketchers 46 having a look at the black and red Audi of Behrman. Looks like Ben RS is closer to Behrman than Behrman is to Bailey. And now Behrman's having to attack and defend at the same time. What's going to happen into the first corner? Looks like Ben RS potentially a move, not quite. Behrman's really having to think about this. This is a chess match at the moment. At the final race of the season. Looks like the interval budgeon to Matt Raid, third and fourth, seems to have ballooned. This has resulted in about 3.5 seconds or so. So that's kind of cooled off at the front. Adam Lyle out front, about 9 seconds. Les Bradford in the sister Aston Martin in second place. And now it looks like Max is going to be lapped here by this trio. Bailey, Behrman, and Ben RS. And it looks like another spin, unfortunately, for the 97 Aston Martin man. And it looks like Behrman has gotten around. So it looks like Behrman up through, and Ben RS has followed him through there. So both Audis getting in front of Bailey. And it looks like Bailey potentially unsighted with the Aston in front. It looks like Bailey's going to have another look here. Ben RS is his first target. He's going to have a look. He's quite close. He's going to have a look down the inside here. Can he get it done on the brakes? Very late on the brakes there for Ben RS. Intentionally missing the apex. But can he get it dragged out of that corner? Looks like they're going to go side by side here. Bailey's going to back off and try to have a look into the turn one complex. Oh, and actually a terrible exit there for Andrew Bailey, unfortunately. Looks like he's going to lose a lot of time through these sweepers. Ben RS really getting off. And it looks like the gaps are actually fairly even. So Behrman, Ben RS, and Andrew Bailey is the order 5th through 7th. So we have a look here directly at Ben RS. Again, Andrew Bailey running quite strong, soaking up tons of pressure. There's only 3.5 minutes to go. We are coming to the close of this 10-race, 5-round championship here. This is the ARS GT3 Sprint Cup championship. This is round 5. We're at Barcelona. Oh, and it looks like Andrew Bailey drive through for cutting. That's going to take him well out of contention. He's not going to be anywhere near this pack, as he'll have to serve that drive-through, and fairly soon, because there's only 3 minutes left. So he will need to come in and get that served. Our top 4 are currently quite far apart there. The closest gap is Kevin Budgeon to Les Bradford. Budgeon, as you can just see him. You can see those BMW nostrils lurking in the background. There's only 2.5 or so minutes to go. If Les Bradford can really put the hammer down and try to keep Kevin from causing him any pain there, as it looks like Max a little bit in the way again of the 27 Harder Racing Aston Martin. Looks like he's going to go down the inside there, and I believe that Max is going to let him through. Yes, he is. And Budgeon able to get through, so that's going to cost Bradford more time. A little bit of grass there for Max. And we're coming around here. 2 minutes to go. This is just flying by here. Lyle out in front easily. Les Bradford in second. Kevin Budgeon closing him down. That is not done, even though it's only 2 minutes. Kevin Budgeon setting fastest laps of the race earlier on. Matt Raid in 4th place, looking quite lonely. Behrman and Ben RS are resuming hostilities. And again, Andrew Bailey's not really out of it position-wise, but he's going to have to serve that drive-through at some point. Looks like he's going to be coming to the pits right now. I don't see him in the shot. And yes, he is. So again, unfortunate. He was going over track limits, cutting corners by accident, and it looks like it's going to cost him a fine points-paying position. Ollie Smith up into 7th position, and Sewell quite close. I say quite close. They are together. So again, Bradford and Budgeon up at the front. Andrew Bailey taking his drive-through. Ollie Smith and Siskel Sewell quite close. Behrman and Ben RS for 5th and 6th quite close. And it looks like the BMW has a bit of an overlap on the inside. Is the Mercedes going to leave him the room? Looks like he's going to be able to hang around the outside and get the overlap taken away. Ollie Smith 4th. Ollie Smith is 4th in the overall championships. Ollie Smith, quite consistent throughout the season. His best finishes were at Magny-Cours last week. Sewell looking quite strong as well. His best results were in Hockenheim. So Ollie Smith usually having a bit better pace, it seems, than Sewell here, as we only have a handful of seconds to go here. So it looks like Lyle may not be making it back around. So this might be a lap and a bit. So whoever can cross the line before Lyle should have potentially one more lap here. Lyle out front, Les Bradford in second, Kevin Budgeon closing down for second place. Only person in the 139s for this race here, race 2 of 2. Matt Raid. Oh, apologies. Kevin Budgeon in front of Matt Raid. So Kevin Budgeon has caught and passed Matt Raid. And Kevin has fought his way back from a decent start and a bad couple of corners, getting hung out to dry at the start and dropping back to around 10th place, and has now fought his way back up to the podium positions. Kevin Budgeon really has had the pace in hand. And only Adam Lyle has seemed to have the similar kind of pace, running in the low 140s and the 139s. Kevin Budgeon really good fight back drive, and he's also catching. Seems he's catching Les Bradford as they are on the back straight at the moment. Sewell still trying to have a look here at Ollie Smith. Ollie Smith going off earlier and dropping out of that 4-car battle. So Arno Veerman being in is basically inherited the lead after getting around Ollie Smith with that mistake, and the other BMW of Bailey. Andrew Bailey recovering to 9th place. Oh, and Arno Veerman now is across. Ben ARS inherits the lead of that 4-car, 5-car fight. So it looks like Ben ARS will be in 5th. We have overtime at the moment. It looks like Adam Lyle has crossed the line. And it looks like Kevin Budgeon is attacking Bradford. And it looks like that is now over. Adam Lyle across the line. Les Bradford 2nd, Kevin Budgeon 3rd. Matt Raid in 4th. Ben ARS has inherited the lead of the mid-pack in 5th. Arno Veerman losing time, but not as much as the others. Ollie Smith in 7th at the moment. Very closely followed by Siskel Sewell. And here's Ollie Smith with Siskel Sewell right behind him. And it looks like the Mercedes is going to be able to hold off the BMW man. And Ollie Smith is going to take that little battle there. A little bit of a celebratory thing from Siskel Sewell. Andrew Bailey, a very much what could have been there. 9th place finish. Good to finish, or apologies, 8th place finish. Good to finish in the top 10. But again, both races holding their own, Andrew Smith, and yet coming away with not as many points as they would like. So tons and tons of potential. Andrew Bailey. Leo Dixon across the line there. My goodness. Tons and tons of action. And we have Adam Lyle in 1st, Les Bradford in 2nd place. Or apologies. Yes, Les Bradford in 2nd, and Kevin Budgeon passing Matt Raid at the death there. And we are joined in the commentary booth by Adam Lyle and also Les Bradford, the Heart of Racing number 27 pair. Adam, congratulations. How was it out there, man?
Yeah, it wasn't as much fun as the first race. It'd have been nice to have had Kevin back at the side battling again, but unfortunately, he must have made an incident somewhere, which I missed.
Yeah, he ran into a little welcome Kevin. Adam, we were basically you and Les getting down the inside at turn 1 really opened the door, or kind of can opened Kevin, and so he was having difficulty with the mid pack, and eventually I think there was some kind of potential incident. I'll have to talk to Kevin here in just a moment to make sure that that's what was going on, but he dropped back to around 10th or 11th or so here as Max comes across the line. But yeah, it wasn't. It seemed like a decent start, almost like a carbon copy of the first one. But because there were so many cars coming through, it seemed like it was not able to join up again. Was Kevin? But I'm looking at the math here. that you are our driver's champion at the moment. And I wanted to see how that feels.
Feels great. I don't think I've shut up about it to everyone. Really, it's first championship driving with ARS, and hopefully the first of many.
Yeah, it's been great having you. Les, coming to you.
Right.
Was it more of an eventful race, or were you still a little bit lonely?
No, that was a lot more fun, especially the last 10 laps. I had Kev hunting me down at a second a lap. I was trying to do the maps in my head, whether I could stay in front of him or not.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was it was a great start for you, straight up into second place, and yeah, that was that was quite the interesting. Again, I know that you guys aren't teammates technically, but it did seem like the Aston Martins kind of had a plan of just go down the inside, leave the BMW out to dry, and just straightforward race from there. But yeah, I'm glad that it was more fun than the second one. But again, a massive haul of points for you as well, and big congratulations on your second place.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And finally, Kevin Budgeon on the podium
Hello.
again.
Yeah, that was. I had
yeah,
to proper
please
send
feel
that.
free.
Yeah, I got hang out to dry in the first corner, and I just couldn't get back in the train. And then I went off trying to go around the outside of someone, and then I don't even know how far back I went. And then I got through the mid pack, caught up with the top 4 or 5, I think, and thought, right, I'm going to pit as soon as I catch them because I don't want to be held up by them. And then as I went to go in the pitch, I think Josh Nesbitt had a moment, and he sort of spun about 5 times in front of the pits. So I thought surely I'll be able to just squeeze through. He'll hold the brakes, but no, I completely T-boned him, and that probably
Oh my
cost me.
goodness.
That probably cost
Yeah,
me
we
about.
missed that.
Yeah, that cost me about 10, 15 seconds, I reckon. And then I had to get my car repaired, but it was good coming back through, especially hunting down Les. I was sweating, so he must have been proper sweating.
Yep. I can't say I knew what was going on.
Oh yeah, and I had to just every time I caught up with someone, I just had to send it down the inside and hope that they'd leave room.
Yeah, we picked up with that battle with Matt Raid, especially near the end of the race. Again, congratulations on your double podiums today. And
Yeah,
gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a fantastic, fantastic championship, the GT3 Sprint Cup by ARS. And again, our driver champion, Adam Lyle, congratulations again. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right, that will do it. The championship is over. The Authentic Racing E-Series GT3 Sprint Cup Europe has officially ended. We've had our 10 races. We've had our tons of fun. Got tons of drivers improving. I want to thank everybody behind the scenes, Peter Cornelius, Rick Corvers, the whole team here at ARS. I've been James Newton. And again, I really appreciate the opportunity to bring you guys all the action. Everybody watching at home, thank you so much for all your support. And look for more championships in the future. And we will see you all next time. For now, goodbye.